This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
Welcome to our regular session meeting of the Easthampton School Committee. We are going to roll call in.
Tim St. John here.
Eric Guyett here.
Megan Harvey here.
Laura Scott present. Sam?
Sam Hunter here. Linda Markey here.
Henry, would you like to roll in?
Henry Lagana here.
Excellent work. All right. Good evening, everyone. We are going to get started with announcements. Megan, do we have any gifts?
I don't have any gifts that I'm aware of.
Okay. We're going to move on to the student representative updates. Our high school representative, Walter Baker, was at a school field trip today with Kelly Brown, I believe at the Kennedy Center. They are not back yet. So we're going to pass things off to Henry Lagana from Mountain View. How are things shaking up at Old Mountain View, Henry?
Everything's going well.
The latest and the greatest, your highlight of the past week. What do you think?
Holiday events, any?
Holiday event. I can't really think of anything.
Anything you're looking forward to?
Oh yeah, there's a half day tomorrow. That's gonna be very fun.
That's a solid assist.
And our winter break is very soon.
Okay, well, I see what we're focused on. Thank you so much, Henry.
How about wreaths for the 8th grade field trip?
What?
Wreaths, are those still for sale?
Are we still selling wreaths for your field trip?
I'm not sure.
Okay, never mind, sorry.
I'm sure they are.
Everything is excellent in Mountain View, if anybody is wondering. Okay, so we are going to open the floor for public comment to see if anyone from the public joining us in person or remotely has thoughts they'd like to share. We'll give that just a moment. Seeing none, we are going to shift over to the superintendent update.
All right, one quick shout out to Brianna Chartier, who won the Girl Scout Gold Award for her leadership, dedication, and positive impact on our school community. She embarked on a project to transform our MVS playground to create a more welcoming, inclusive, and engaging space for students. She installed a buddy bench, which is a place where kids can find each other, talk to each other, and engage in some support and friendship. They included four square courts for both the elementary and middle school students. Foursquare is a game that all kids love, so they're super excited for that. They included some hopscotch areas, and it's just, again, ways that kids can play together on the playground. And they did some lineup spots to help kids calm after recess to make sure that they are, in an orderly fashion before they enter the building, and a sensory path. So just want to congratulate her on an amazing job, well done, and for thinking of MVS and making a difference and an impact on your community. Congratulations,
Really
Brianna.
excellent. Round of applause. Her name one more time?
Brianna Chartier.
Brianna Chartier. Well done, Brianna. And then we have our student showcase today.
Yes, we'll get right to our student showcase. Here with us in our audience, we have Miss Gogger, and she brought some amazing students with her today. We have Wells Hardy.
Butrell.
Oh, thank you. Butrell, thank you. I was trying to read my handwriting. And Jan Kidder. So welcome. Thank you so much for presenting today. What do you got for us?
So I'm going to turn it over to my lovely students here.
You can go first.
Thank you. And we've been learning about Greek myths and Greek mythology. So they want to share some of what we've been learning.
Excellent.
I don't know when to start.
Okay, say your name first.
My name is Wells Hardy Futrell.
Okay, well, Wells, you can take it away. Go right ahead.
Second graders at Mountain View School have been learning all about ancient Greece and discovering the many ways it still shapes our world today, including our language, government, art, architecture, and even the Olympics. We explored how the city-states of Sparta and Athens learned how democracy became familiar with important Greek gods, goddesses, and philosophers like Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. Building on our study of the birthplace of democracy, we read several well-known Greek myths featuring characters such as Prometheus, Pandora, Demeter, and Persephone, Arachne, Oedipus, and Theseus. Through these stories, we examined key story elements, identified common features of myths, practiced sequencing events, and used clues from the text to make thoughtful predictions. We would like to share with you today some of our favorite Greek gods and goddesses.
Here, we'll take that one. And then you can read yours.
Yeah, me too. My favorite god is Hades because he is my favorite color. I also like him because he is evil. I like him a lot because his pet is cool. I also like him because he's the god of the underworld. I don't need this. I like Ares because he can control wars. I like if someone tries to fight him, he will win, and he is very strong. Also, he is cool. And that is why he's my favorite god.
Nicely done, guys. So we also have some other students to share. I don't know how you have it set up, Michelle.
Okay, great.
Who couldn't join us tonight. So we have a little quick video of them sharing.
First of all, we're supposed to believe these are second graders and these are not high schoolers who are in disguise.
It's pretty
I
incredible.
don't know.
Pretty
You guys seem
right?
pretty polished and impressive for second graders.
Amazing job.
Hi, schoolers. Robots in disguise.
The evidence for
In disguise.
I think we wanted a CKLA update. I don't even think I have to do it. You want to know how it was going. There you go.
Yes, we go.
Wells and Jan, thank you so much for doing that. That was really incredible. I know, but they just couldn't do their seats. It was very relatable down to the giggle attack. That happens to all of us as well.
We all do that.
So thank you for reflecting it back to us. That was an awesome job.
Should we name our favorite Greek gods or goddesses?
Well, after the video. Here we go.
I'm pretty convinced by the Hades
It'll help
speech.
remind you of who they
It
are.
is cool.
He's evil.
The dog may kill you. True, fair enough. My favorite Greek gods and goddesses.
He has the power to control the underworld. Safe. And he likes to the dog just like me. That's why my favorite god is Hades. My favorite god. I like Hades because he's very popular. Owns the underworld and I like that. His hair is on fire, and I like that. And monsters in the world too. And there is no fun in you. And I like that stuff too. Okay. I guess it's very because she's pretty. And I like her hair and her clothes and I like her purple dress and her I like Ares because he can control wars, and I like if someone tries to fight him, he will win. And he is very Hi, my name is Noah, and I wrote thing about Hades, the Greek god of the underworld. I wrote Hades is my favorite because it's creepy, scary, terrifying, and that is why it's superior.
Drawings are
wild. Because she could hunt down animals and she's not a goblin arrow. And the My favorite Greek god is Hades, because I like scary things and he's scary. I also like dogs and he has a dog. And he lives in the underworld and I like the underworld. I like Hera because she is nice. I like her because I am nice too. And because she is a god and because she is a god of hope. Hi, my name is Ellie. My favorite god or goddesses is Hera because she is nice and kind, but she is also the queen and very beautiful. She also loves all of the gods and goddesses and all of the people. My favorite god is Hades because he is my favorite color god. I also like him because he is evil. I like him a lot because his pet is cool. I also like him because he's the god of the people.
Awesome.
So cool.
Great job.
A lot of Hades fans,
I
yeah.
know. Thank you all so much. You did a great job. Thank you. Thank you all. And we have one more video to share. And this is our Mountain View Elementary. It's a highlight of our ESL program. So we're going to highlight some of our ESL students here.
Hi, my name is Sebastian.
Why is it here and not?
My name is Jackie. Now hi, I'm Jason. I can read. Hi, we're first grade. Hi, we're first grade. Hi, we're in third grade. That's my teacher, Darcy. That's my teacher, George. This month we're learning about the animals. We're learning the year of the body. We learn the day of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the week. People are similar to each other in many Isn't the tree. King Visit is hungry. He is looking for a visit. The people can meet a parent when they are younger. Finally, all animals can make them help.
I cannot take this.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
I think it's really important to highlight the work that the ESL teachers are doing in the district. And just to wrap it back up to our conversation that we had last time, our access scores. And I think this is proof, right? You saw the data, but it's also, in the actions of our students and the joy on their faces. So it's a good way to round out the great work that they're doing. So thank you.
Well, you made Megan cry, so congratulations.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
I just hid it behind my glasses.
Thank you. It really is.
Thank you. We'll say again, the Student Showcase has just been a really, not only is it lovely and we really enjoy it, it really grounds us again every meeting about why we're here and why we do this, why all are you of here, why we're just, the words are hard. We're so grateful and we're just gonna keep on trucking.
Yeah, great job, kids. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Yeah, we'll give it a minute. Yeah. All right, thank you all.
Feel free to scoot if you want to scoot.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you.
Thank you. That was really
Y'all are gonna miss the riveting part
Well
where
done.
I
So
make
proud of you
Megan
guys.
cry. No.
Oh, yeah. That's online, Wells. You can log on when you get home.
You can watch us from home.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh, wait, hold on. I want that.
Is that an option for you?
So as some of our company is leaving, I want to take this opportunity to bring up something that was not on the agenda. It was a little bit of a sneaky sneak. So this is the last meeting of this term, and one of us will not be returning in January. So we want to take some time to recognize and honor our dear friend and colleague, Tim St. John.
I appreciate that.
I have some thoughts I'd like to share, but I don't know if any of my friends here, does anybody here want to start? Linda, and we'll go down. That's wonderful. Thanks. Go ahead, Linda.
I just want to say that it's been a pleasure to get to know you better, Tim. Before I ever met you, I knew how much you had given to this community, how much you and your family give to this community. And I'm just really happy that we've had an opportunity to work on school committee together and keep plugging along, Tim. Keep bringing your beautiful gifts to this community.
Well said, Linda. Sam?
I really appreciate you stepping in the way that you did, Tim. That is a big commitment to make, and I know it was kind of unexpected, and as somebody myself who stepped in to fill out a term, I know it can be really disorienting to come into that, and so I really appreciate you doing that. I really love the questions that you always bring. You're never afraid to ask questions, and you're never afraid to just really kind of get back down all the way to the basics. And I think that's really, it's not only is that it's obviously great to have you in conversations and to have your voice as a part of the meeting, but it's also really good to just model to everybody in the community, how important it is to keep asking questions. And I appreciate that, and I will try to continue to live that. So thank you.
Megan?
Yeah, you have been willing to step up for us a whole bunch of times over the past couple of years. It's there's some problems, and let me go walk towards it and see how I can help. And I've said this to you many times, and I've noticed it to a lot of other people, but Tim had this very meaningful moment for me in my life when we asked members of the public who are willing to jump in on school committee, how you build trust again. And he said very wisely that you likewise put trust into your community. Changed my life, and you model that, and you have been a great addition. I'm gonna miss having you up here.
Yeah, I remember you were just like me, running for our first time ever in public office, so connecting with you during those first meetings of what are we doing, and you just connected as far as your mindset was similar to mine in that I just want to help, people need to help out. So you just stepped up. It takes a lot of effort and time and energy, but that's kind of what your family is made of, is just what do you need is kind of your mindset, and we appreciate people like you in our town. So, thank you.
Thank you.
It is no surprise to anyone in this community that Tim is an exceptional human being, and he is a member of an exceptional family in our community. This is harder for me than I thought it would be. I think the public service really can separate the wheat from the chaff, and I think Tim has a lot of qualities that can feel challenging and intense, and it should. It should be uncomfortable sometimes. That curiosity and that drive should make you question a second time if we're doing the right thing. Are we looking hard enough? Are we leaving someone out? Are we approaching with empathy? Are we back to that touchstone? I appreciate that about you immensely. And one other thing I'll say, I can say a lot of things about Tim, but one other thing I will say is that Tim never asks anyone to do something that he wouldn't do himself 1,000-fold. And it is rare, it is so needed now, and I just wish nothing but the best for you. I just think you are exceptional, and we're so grateful to have had you up here with us. Yeah. So we have some things for Tim.
Oh my goodness, there's gifts to
We have a fancy certificate that if you don't frame it and hang it over your mantle, what are you even doing here?
Who knows?
And a few little gifts and a card from us.
Jeepers creepers, you guys.
And we send you with all of our love and all of our gratitude. And we just really appreciate you. So a round of applause for Tim. I believe we might have a special guest here who might have a little fit.
Now you can cry.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
You got a cool dad.
I'm glad we're getting pictures.
Thank you to Angie and Finn, too.
Angie, do you want me to take a quick photo of the three of you? And then that'll give Jean a second to set up? And that way, okay, great.
Well, while Angela's coming up here, I do want to just take
Yes.
an opportunity.
Okay, yeah, so we'll let him go. Yes.
Thank all of you guys, every one of you individually, for the work that you're putting in for our community. It doesn't go unnoticed. One of the reasons that I felt compelled to be here was the amount of support that I saw that we all needed to focus on and to keep the focus where it should be. And that was one of the things that brought me here. And then upon being here, the depth of the work that you guys are accomplishing there's no words that can really be said about the efforts that it takes to accomplish the things that you guys have all accomplished. You've done great for this school. And I think it's going to keep going, and the direction that we're moving is, in my opinion, just such an honor and such a blessing to be here. So, thanks, you guys.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you, Tim.
Cheers. Let's get a picture. Are you guys gonna come up here?
Come on up, kids.
We don't have all night.
Yeah, we do have things. We do have things.
I got a family to get home to.
We do have things on the agenda.
Where would you go?
Where would you like it?
Well,
At the podium?
let's right here. In front
Yeah.
Just like in the background.
Excellent, excellent.
Make sure we can see all of us. And Laura, maybe
Okay.
Oh, do you want
Yeah, right.
visible.
A wide shot.
whatever y'all would prefer? If you don't want our mugs on your, yeah. Oh, okay, great.
All
And then
right.
we'll see.
Oh, that's great.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Finn, can you smile?
Yeah, I go tight.
Okay, I took 15.
That's great.
That's
Perfect. One of them will be good. Oh, thank you.
Incredible St. John's. This entire family, everyone.
Yes.
John Port.
I typically would warn people, but I thought I could get away with putting them on the spot, and it worked.
It worked. Yeah, it worked.
All right.
So,
Thank you.
yes.
All right.
Back to you, Dr. Ball.
All right, a couple things. Staffing update, we have posted for the assistant principal positions on School Spring, and we posted internally as well. We have a call out for the screening committee. So if you are interested in participating in the screening committee for the assistant principal positions at Mountain View, the screening call is open until December 19th. It does require some time commitments, but it's all laid out in the Microsoft form, as well as the information is posted on Parent Square. If you're interested in that, please join us in that. The assistant principal posting is live through January 5th, so tell your friends if you know anybody who is interested in joining the amazing team at Mountain View as an assistant principal. We are looking. My next update is that I rounded out my first round of listening sessions with the band booster. Thank you so much for inviting me. It was a great meeting. I really appreciate the work that you do. In January, I'm going to report out on some of those key themes and findings, and I look forward to presenting that to everybody. Around my second goal, NISIP participation, my mentor and I did a quick learning walks at EHS. We saw some great things. It was such a proud moment for me as a superintendent, going around not having people know that we were there, but we saw community members in the classroom. We saw a We the People practice. We saw a Socratic seminar happening in one of our classes. It was just great, and they didn't know we were coming. It was truly a proud moment, and he is going to join me in our upcoming equity committee as well, because I told him what a powerful group that is, so he's coming to join. So thank you all so much. And with my final update, one of my goals is around the successful district-wide launch of Parent Square, and who else but Jean Libby. Libby. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. I'm excited. I haven't gotten to be here yet, so here I am. So if I've talked to you at all, any member of our school community in the past 4 to 5 months, it's been about Parent Square. I've been asking and answering a lot of questions, hearing from our teachers, from our parents. So I have a little information to share with you all about how that's going, what we're doing here. The reason why we're integrating Parent Square is all based on, the importance of having family engagement in our schools. The Massachusetts Statewide Family Engagement Framework is this really nice document. There's a toolkit that is affiliated with it. It has nothing to do with Parent Square, but it outlines what is family engagement for. Like, what are we doing here? What am I doing here? And family engagement, I just want to read this because it's kind of hard to see. It says, what is family engagement? Family engagement is an intentional, authentic, respectful, and equal partnership between practitioners and families, leading to positive results for children and youth. For families, this means strong two-way communication in their preferred language with help of a cultural broker or a family liaison if needed, information shared in a way that is clear and easy to understand, recognition of and respect for their abilities, strengths, traditions, and values, an active and equal participation in making decisions about their child or their student. Families' active role is important and necessary for a successful partnership. So that's kind of like, oh, wow, how convenient. If only there was a software platform that helped us meet many of these goals. And that's why we have Parent Square. Family communication is a really important piece of what Parent Square is built to do, not only digitally through Parent Square, but it begins to build those relationships between teachers and families and the school and the district. It provides a place for a warm welcome that shapes how families experience our schools. It's clear and inclusive communication strengthens these family partnerships and builds trust. And every message that we send is an opportunity to show our families that they matter, that we care about them, and that we can partner in sharing the growth of their students. So if you haven't yet played around on Parent Square, I hope and think most of you have, but this is sort of a view of what it looks like. There's different modes that you can receive the information. The website is pretty easy to navigate. That's that big box there. There's an example of what an email or a push notification. For those of you that have students in the district, you got a push notification today reminding you that there's a half day tomorrow.
Thank you.
I set that up last month and just auto-programmed it. And then forgot about it. And so when I got my own notification, I was like, oh, how convenient. So we can set those things up. It's sort of a set it and forget it type of thing that really enhances a parent experience to be able to just receive those reminders. It's the way that we notified everybody that there was a snow day earlier this last month. And also text messages, and then of course the app. So that's what that looks like. This is what our snapshot data is of the contactability, which is a new word I got to learn in Parent Square. Contactability is that we have 99.9% of all of our guardians and family parents that are contactable. That means either phone, text, in the app, or email. So everybody is reachable, even if they don't have the app downloaded yet. Which is great. That's 1,761 parents. You can see a little bit of this breakdown. I zoomed it in here. That most of the people are receiving the data messages through Parent Square and communicating using email, which replicates sort of how we were doing it with Remind in the past. It says that 89% of parents have email addresses and 88% have opted to receive emails as one, or it's like an and or. Maybe they receive emails and use the app. The app is about 54% of parents are using the app, which is a little bit lower than we'd expect, but so many people are using email.
A couple months into year one, Jean?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, I prefer the app as a parent user myself, but I think people are more used to email. And yeah, I think there is a little bit of room to grow there. 45% of those families are receiving notifications. That means 45% of all the parents are receiving notifications in the app. So that's pretty good. And then we have almost 100% of families that have phones. Only 13% of them are opting to receive text messages, but that's likely because they're also receiving it in the app and an app notification and an email. So like it's too much to receive all of those. But I really like that Parent Square provides the opportunity for people to choose how they want to receive that information. There's ways to change their each user can change its notification settings to their preference.
Is it iOS and Android?
Yep.
Okay.
It has iOS and Android.
Make a difference in the participation.
Yeah.
Dope.
This is also a little bit tricky to see, but basically it's showing the different ways that people can interact on Parent Square. So those bigger chunks there are direct messages, forms and permissions, and appreciations. Appreciations are the little heart icon that when somebody sends something out, just hit the appreciation. It really matters. It feels like, okay, somebody's reading this. It says like 4,000 people saw this and like 2 people liked it. You're like, so to the public and anybody, hit that little heart. It costs nothing. Nobody sees who likes it except for the person that posted it, which are teachers and staff members. Direct messages, it says that 778 parents used direct messages. that could be one person, or, using it more than once, but that shows that direct message capability is really powerful. To, just message your teacher, hey, my kid forgot their snow boots, I dropped them off at the office, or the teacher messaging, which parent is going to get picking up this kid today or whatever. And then the forms and permissions is really exciting because it says 770 forms were completed, which sounds like a lot. We can do way more forms on here. All of the first day forms that you fill out, if you have multiple kids in the school and you have to write the same name and teacher and grade 100 times, it's a lot. And if you have one kid in the school, it's a lot. So these forms make it really easy. They're sent directly to the parents, where the student information is already filled in, and you just click yes, agree, or no to grant permissions. That can be used for field trips. That can be used for just a number of different things. So that's like untapped potential.
I have a question, Jean.
Please.
I noticed the volunteer thing on that. Was that? That seems huge.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. We have a lot of really cool things. We are just at the tiptoe beginning.
Yeah.
So there is a way on Parent Square that you can have a volunteer sign up. I think that this was our parents signing up for garden over the fall. So that's K through 5, however many parents that is, and then there's like 3 spots for each of 3 sessions per teacher. So they can, instead of having, and actually Angie St. John was super helpful in organizing that with me. But it allows for a parent, a volunteer, a teacher, a classroom parent to help organize the volunteers, and then parents can just easily see which kinds of slots are available, what the task is. The PTO has used it a couple of times for movie nights and stuff like that, so that is...
Conferences were so much easier this time around.
Yes, conferences, that's an appointments, RSVP type of thing. But yeah, the same kind of functionality. I mean, it's just, like, the technology exists, it's so easy once we get everybody comfortable using it. So far we've sent 22,929 direct messages. That is like those are like chats messages between teachers and, let's say, special educators, and the family members can all talk together in a chat thread to give updates. You can send photos through those text messages. That's a really big feature. And we've sent 1,612 posts, which is like a feed, like a Facebook feed, that would show just different events happening, reminders and things like that. I put stars next to these other 3 things, which say smart alerts, calendar events, and secure documents, because those are like live and active. We haven't yet used it to its full potential yet, but I'm very excited. Secure documents is how we're going to be sending out report cards coming in another week or so. We have a way that we can have all of the files of report cards with the student ID numbers, and it goes directly to the students' caregivers digitally. We will also be sending it out paper. Don't worry, I got you. We will be sending it out paper.
Transitional period.
We'll send it out paper as well, so you'll receive it twice, but with the intention of kind of getting people on board to access that via email. And of course, we can always send something home if they don't receive it or are not using Parent Square for whatever reason. The other one is smart alerts. We haven't tapped into that potential. You can see there's been 3 scheduled. That's like the snow day. That's been like a reminder of a half day, things like that. We're just sort of in the testing phase of that. And then the calendar events with RSVPs is something else I'm very excited about. We've finally integrated the district calendar, Easthampton High School calendar, and Mountain View calendar, which connects to Parent Square, appears on our webpage, and so you can sync that to your own personal calendar as well.
Huge, Jean.
That's a big deal.
I've been waiting for like 5 years for that, so I'm like real excited. It's just at the very beginning. You can have calendars for each group, or classroom teachers could even set up their own calendars. There's just like unlimited potential with that. So I wanted to put the star there because I'm really excited about it. So next steps, currently we have 100 parents, almost, it's 99.9, there's literally one family that we are working with. 100% of parents and caregivers are reachable by text, email, and or in the Parent Square app. 70% of caregivers have registered their account. That means that they've logged in using a password or a Google single sign-on or something, which I'm really excited about that. We're hoping for 90% by the end of the school year, so we're more than halfway. And then 100% of our classroom subject teachers, specialists, administrators have all registered their accounts. I was looking, there are some staff accounts who have not logged in or registered. Most of those are staff members who are not communicating with parents directly, because like our night custodian doesn't have a need to do that. So
on those 70% caregivers, is that both parents? Are both parents?
It's 70% of all the caregivers. So
right. So like Angela and myself would each be.
Yep, you would each be. Yep. So there are some families who neither caregiver has signed up, but fewer. There are definitely. I'll have to look at the numbers exactly, but there are more families that have at least one parent that has signed up. And I just recently, this is like a side note, I just recently figured out how to add a third parent. I've had a couple of requests from folks who have a step parent or a grandparent caregiver, somebody who is also providing care for the student. We figured out a way to add them. So
great.
Yay.
That's awesome.
And so here's the next things that I'm really excited about that are going to happen, that are happening now. We are working with our high school. We'll include 8th graders as well in this. There is a platform called Student Square. It's the same thing as Parent Square for students, so they can use that to navigate for clubs and sports and things like that. We're working with our athletic director to try to get some of the coaches set up with their teams so they don't have to use any other platform.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, Parent Square is really great because you can have a more control. Administrators are able to see who's in which groups. The messages are archived so that there's ways to check for safety and security of those groups. And it's not like connected to any social media or anything like that. It's really just like, hey, our bus is coming back late from our field trip, whatever, things like that. Ongoing small group training for teachers and staff. Tomorrow I'm going to be training the ESL teachers at Mountain View on how to make sure that they're using Parent Square to what they need out of that. We have 3 Parent Square champions who are assisting in the tech support and strategies for success. We have one person at Mountain View, one person at the high school, and then one person that's a district Parent Square champion. Each of them, I'm meeting with them tomorrow, are also going to be working on a separate area to enhance what we have access to here. Right. We've only tapped the beginning of Parent Square. I'm excited. Right. Attendance notifications are going to start to come from Parent Square. Currently, they're still sent out through School Messenger, which is a wonky system. So I'm working with the front office staff at both schools to get attendance notifications. And then as a parent, you're going to receive a notification that says your student was absent, and we have the function to be able to be like, they are at the doctor. I will send them in soon. Oh, wow. Send. It's really great. Or we're on vacation, whatever. Wow. And that will cut down on a lot of the time that our front office staff spends listening to voicemails and recording everybody's absences. We have it within the app, and they just get a report. It's so great. So they skip all of that part. We'll still have the phone call option available.
It would just be fewer for them to have to sort.
It's way fewer.
Sure.
So report cards, like I mentioned, are going to be sent out. Other documents can be sent home that way. Any test that has a student ID on it, we can send. So that could be their STAR reports, or that's what we were trying to send before. We can send that out now. And prepare yourselves. Our busing is going to be sent out in Parent Square starting in the summer. I'm very excited about that.
I am excited about that too.
With revised letters.
That's it. That's everything. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Yeah, Sam.
I have a couple questions.
I told Julie I would.
Did you have a hand up too?
I just wanted to say that I wish I had a student in school so I could look at this, because the forms alone, just, the times, the field trip forms, they didn't come home at last minute, and the fact that all of that could be, I like efficiency.
Me too.
I really love efficiency.
Hot take.
Yeah.
Sam, and then we're going to go in a line, Henry. Sam, you're next. That's all right.
So I have a question about, are we going to be using this platform for the IEP process at all?
This year, we will probably use it to communicate, like, hey, it's almost time to schedule an IEP meeting. We're not able yet to send out, I mean, maybe we could. I haven't looked all the way into it. It feels like sending out an IEP for a signature. We're still not quite there yet, but we can do all the other communication setup. Communicating with teachers and providers and things like that to just see how the students are doing and getting their progress. We could probably send out progress reports.
Yes, I was like, progress report.
Progress report.
That is the IEP report. It's a little bit like in real estate. Like there might be some specific regulations
I was just kind of wondering because
hard
I
copy,
always find it so it's interesting. Like my child has an IEP, and I always find it like we get all the information, like the notice of the meeting coming up and the invitation and all that stuff. That all comes through email generally, and you have to like download the document like it's a PDF. And so I was just thinking like since we picked this system partially because that whole like download a PDF wasn't really working for everybody. I'm just wondering if we can move some of those notices at least. And then also like honestly, one of the things I've really enjoyed about it, and my kid has a lot of services and like so has a lot of people connected to him in Parent Square, is I've really enjoyed being able to just connect so directly with his providers without having to figure out their first name, last initial, or like is they the only people with that combination in the district. So like it's made a really big difference. So I'm just kind of thinking about other places.
That's great.
As you investigate too, it might be worth like pulling in Kelly Fahey Brown from KU and Antigone and talking about what the three of you think would be appropriate.
I've heard from some special education teachers that it's really great for them because they might not know the names of all of the parents that they're working with, but in the app, if you're a teacher and let's say you want to send a quick message to Sam, you just type in their student's name and it pops up and then you can send it, like the parent name will pop up. So you don't have to know all the parent names, which I think is really helpful. Our teachers don't always have a face to name.
You're going to email somebody? Sure.
I don't know all my kids. Like,
and so it's a really good way that if you know the kid's name, which you will because that's who we're talking about in any of these settings, if you know that kid's name, then it will pop up who they're affiliated with. And so that's really cool.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. I have one more question.
Sure.
So we have, I just thought about this, we have policies on the books around use of social media and other like kind of organizing platforms for sports and student groups and stuff. And I remember we did those like a couple of years ago. I kind of want to, I think what I'm going to do is go back and pull those out and see if maybe it makes sense to add, like, as we're transitioning towards using Parent Square and Student Square, to update those to kind of
say. Sport signups, you mean?
No, for like using, like, for example, if you're a coach of a team, like you're not like, you know, do you have?
So you're not texting students correctly.
Texting students or setting up like an Instagram or something. You know what I mean?
Guidance on that.
Yeah, we have guidance on that, but we don't have Student Square as a part of that. And so I would love to be able to say like this is kind of the preferred, like kind of first string kind of approach. So
the handbook.
So anyway, we'll just put that.
Yeah, when Sam says he has questions, he means, hey Jane, have you considered doing these side projects?
Yeah, have you great. Have you thought about like
keep it coming? I'll just add it onto this. You'll have to have me back next year though.
Yeah. No, this is great. We've been really happy with it, and I told you this not at a meeting one time, but I'll say it at the meeting. I am like the one in my family that like really likes to keep on top of everything, and I'm the one who likes always using my phone and like checking and staying up to date. And my wife is much more type B about that kind of thing than me.
Sure, and she deeply appreciates.
She said today, she's like, it's been a lot of communication on Parent Square, and I was like, yeah, like it's great, isn't it? She's like, it's almost too much, and I'm like, perfect. That's exactly what we want.
That's the amount we need.
So yeah, she's been very happy. We love the monthly. My son's teachers are doing those monthly newsletters.
Yes,
those have been great coming from the specials teachers. Even like getting to know kind of what they do in gym class, what they do in art. Like it's all stuff that I asked my kid what he does. He's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's nice
I've heard that a lot. People saying like my kid's in 5th grade and I've never heard from the specials teachers before, just because there hasn't really been a mechanism to do that.
Yeah.
So it's nice.
Sorry you had to go after me. I have that.
Do you remember your question, Henry?
Yeah.
Great. Have at it.
So has Student Square come out yet, and like when can like use it? Because it sounds interesting.
That's a great question. Student Square is rolled out. We added high school first. But we've been hearing from 8th graders and 8th grade teachers who want to send out like homework reminders and stuff to 8th grade. We're a little bit hesitant about 8th grade specifically because we don't want to encourage students to be using their phones during school to receive, updates about homework when they could just write it down when they're in school. So we're trying to figure out what the right way to do that is. All students have an email address, and so through email is probably how it's going to first be. It'll be like you'll get an email with updates from your teacher that you could check during the school day on your Chromebook. One of the hiccups that we found is that we have to add student phone numbers for them to be added to groups that are like a sports team or something. And we're having a little bit of technical challenge to get that all connected, but we're figuring that out and we're working through it. I don't know that we're gonna add 8th grade phone numbers because I don't think we even have them. We only start collecting student phone numbers in 9th grade. So
you're a heartbeat away, Henry.
So close. But 8th grade should soon be able to start receiving updates from their teachers about like homework and stuff. So we'll kind of start it out like a little practice in 8th grade, and then in 9th grade, you'll have full student square.
Because some high school sports teams, like I'm on the cross country team and the track team in the spring, they allow 7th and 8th graders on it. And
that's a good point.
That'd be cool. And I know that we have like a cross-country group chat thing, and it's fun.
Okay. Yeah, I think that there is definitely some thought that we need to put into how we can have middle school students participate in the sports and in the sports school sanctioned parent square, student square stuff. So good point. We'll think about that. Thank you.
Tim, you want to hand up?
Yeah, I just wanted to reiterate, I think what Sam was saying was like that this is going to be approached from the policy perspective, like this is going to end up in the handbook. Is that like what we should understand?
I mean, I would think that we would put this all into the handbook.
Yeah, because it seems like
as our, because I guess as we've told teachers, that this is going to be the way that they will communicate, we can put it in the handbook so that families and students also know what the conduct is and how they will be able to access and send messages back. So it's not in the handbook, right? It's not in the handbook just yet. No. But we'll put it in for the fall of next year's handbook after we review all the policies and people figure that out. I'll post the handbook.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
So I don't want it to be, but I think there's just
it's important.
Just opportunity for things that, just things to talk about before they become before they come up.
Right.
Know how to handle them before we hit them.
Perfect.
Great. Anyone else?
I just wanted to say, Jean, thank you for your work on this. You have been such a cheerleader, and you've been working so hard on getting it right, taking feedback. Parents are giving us feedback and helping us improve the system, and Jean is taking that feedback. She's doing tips of the week and making sure that everybody knows all the features, and working with our tech team to Jean is not part of the tech department, but is an honorary member at this point because she is definitely stretching herself to learn all the technical terms and requirements, and I really appreciate it. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thanks for having me. Good one.
It's always wonderful to see you, Jean.
Yes. Yeah. I should do this more often.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're moving on to another one of our district rock stars. We have too many, maybe, arguably. Don't care, I'm not giving any of them up. Julia Sari-Franks, our Director of Business Services, to deliver a business update. Good evening, Julia.
Good evening.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Well, should we tell the public that you've been working off of a chair this entire meeting?
Sure.
She said in the meeting yesterday, this is her Super Bowl.
She's looking forward to it.
She goes.
Budget season
never ends.
Marathon, Super Bowl, it's all kind of the same. Sports ball references. Good evening. We've been talking about the FY25 end of year report for the past couple of months. We were approved for an extension officially by DESE. The deadline that they have given us is December 12th. So my team and I are working diligently, and we have every intention as of this moment to meet that December 12th deadline to get that report submitted. We did receive documentation from the city and all that data that we needed from them.
Everything from the city has been received.
Yep,
Excellent.
Which is why we were able to move forward producing that report. The FY26 local appropriation as of December 4th, 47% of the local appropriation had been spent or encumbered. We have received a new grant. So we received the Mass Fresh Grant in the amount of $29,063. This is given to us to support the gardening programs going on at Mountain View and to expand that gardening program that's been going on at the elementary school to bring it up to the middle school level, with the goal of creating more of a production gardening environment that will then feed produce into the school lunch program.
Cool.
And so we're going to vote tonight to just approve that?
You're voting to accept the funds, and then I have permission to then spend the funds since you've accepted the funds. So you'll see on this that there is a suggested motion language. Feel free to wing it if you choose to use other language.
If you can, when you step down, hand me that suggested language, I'd appreciate that. We did not have a packet this week. I have it here. Oh, excellent. Never mind. We've got it.
She's great. And the last item is the personnel report for November. Included in your packet, you'll see that there is the grant award letter on the Fresh Grant if anybody would like to read more of the details about the grant. For personnel, right, we have 3 new hires that have joined us starting in the month of November. We had 1 separation and we have had 1 transfer, so an employee that moved positions. We do have a couple of vacancies. The sub-custodian position is still vacant. As of November 30th, the admin assistant position was vacant at MVS, but the person started that position December 1st, so they are not on the report. There is a paraeducator position vacant at Easthampton High School, and there is currently a paraeducator position vacant at Mountain View, but I did receive notification that they have interviewed and appointed somebody today for that position.
Wonderful.
So personnel-wise, we're in a pretty good spot. Yeah. Any questions from the committee?
I have a comment about gardening.
Okay.
Everybody here has probably heard me talk about gardening. How much I wanted to expand the gardens, how much I thought that gardening was so important to have that over there. This just warms my heart like you can't even imagine. I would love to talk to, I'll reach out. I'm going to be reaching the schools because this is really something that I had hoped for, but really a lot of community members I know would be interested in helping and volunteering and working with that. So great. I've been thinking about a program with that I've talked to Michelle about. So yay for gardening.
Yeah. Almost 30,000, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And it's going to incorporate text. So we have Julianne Levin identified some texts that can go along with the greens. One of them is braiding sweetgrass and another one is animal vegetable miracle. So they're going to be reading, spending time in the garden. It's really comprehensive and we're just so excited that they're going to be producing food that they're going to see in the cafeteria.
This is, to me, this is exactly what we need to be seeing in our schools. To be able to see how something begins, how it grows, how we use it, how do we utilize it, and I think this is just a really important program.
Great. Would you like me to bring my chickens in for a field trip with the kids
I
like
would.
that? Okay. We'll put that on the calendar. Yes, Henry.
When I did gardening in elementary school, it was one of my favorite things to do. It was great. I got to make popcorn one time, and it didn't really like puff up. It was just like kernels with butter, but it tasted really good. Yeah.
The middle schoolers are going to get to have that same experience now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
When a lot of schools are pushing to discuss with students, what's this relevance? What's the relevance of why am I learning this? Why am I learning this? So I can only imagine all of the math and science incorporated in that to see the measuring. And if you do too much and too little and how much and what our soil is like and all of the things that we learn on all the aspects of studies.
Comprehensive learning. It's just
gardening is foundational to society.
Yeah.
So it's a social science. That's what I was trying to say.
And
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Should we do that motion now?
No, it's an action item.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're going to get to it shortly. All right, we're going to move on to school committee discussion. Sam, do you want to take us through the policy subcommittee update? And I believe do we have 4 readings tonight?
Yes.
Yes.
Let me get to, hold on a second. I think, remember which ones we're doing.
Be gentle with us. The first 2 should be easy. We do not have a packet this evening, so members are going
That's why I'm having some trouble here.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a few policy updates. One is the graduation requirement, second reading. Do I need to read that again since we already read it and it's available on the website?
Can you give us a synopsis, please?
This is our graduation requirements for high schoolers, and it just goes through, it basically is exactly what's in the handbook. We just updated a couple of very minor things.
Right. Okay, everybody's good? We had the first reading last time? All right, go ahead.
So do I need to read the whole thing, or can I just say, okay, motion to accept the second reading of the graduation requirement policy?
Could I get a second?
Second.
Thank you, Eric. Are there any questions or any further discussion on the graduation requirement that we discussed last time? Okay, seeing none, we're gonna call for a vote. All those in favor of approving the second reading of the graduation requirement, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries. And Sam, just make clear that distinction between the graduation requirement and competency.
The second is the competency determination, which I guess I probably should have done first. Can you think of it? This is IKFE. This is because the ballot initiative to end using the MCAS as a graduation requirement as a competency determination.
That's right.
Because that passed, we then had to come up with a competency determination. It's a little bit confusing as to why that's different from graduation requirements, but it is. It's basically saying if somebody transfers into our district, or any 10th grader essentially has to have taken a certain number of courses in certain subject areas, all of the major subject areas, and in order to be eligible to graduate from.
It is pretty basic, and it's 3-prong, right?
Yes.
So it's like math, literacy, and science.
And U.S.
The
history.
things that MCAS was testing on.
And U.S. history.
And we've added.
No, that actually, we added that last year to the temporary one, and then the state added it to their required language.
Glad to see we're all warming up on the need for history.
So we were trailblazers as usual.
There we go.
So we already read that last time, and so I will I make a motion to accept for a second reading the competency determination IKFE policy.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you, Eric. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries. So just to be clear for the public, what that means is both the graduation requirement and the competency determination are fully approved and will be embedded into our policy book. Not necessarily the handbook, but the policy book.
Yes, it'll be in the policies. I don't know, it's kind of up to.
Yeah, we'll see what trickles down to the handbooks.
And then also, folks might have heard some news about the competency determination. There was the governor had a committee that was working on this, and there is a whole report you can read. I have downloaded it. I have not read it yet. It's 150 pages.
Yep.
And I don't feel comfortable yet kind of speaking on that. We'll update our policy as needed, but we haven't been asked to update our competency determination policy yet.
And this competency determination, right, there's no more adjustments for grade level because there were these pockets of kids.
So there's no more adjustments, but actually an important note, and I do feel like we kind of owe it to the folks out there to bring this up from time to time. Anybody who was unable to graduate from Easthampton High School between the years of 2003 and 2024 should get in contact with us.
That's right.
We do have one student actually who's working on their
I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah, so
that's awesome.
Yep.
So
Very exciting.
we really want folks to get their diplomas. So if you know somebody or you are somebody who wasn't able to get your diploma during those years, please be in touch and we would love to help you out.
Yeah, that's great. All right, we're going to move on to the middle school pathway exploration policy. This is a first reading.
All right, before I read this, do you want to talk at all about it, Michelle?
Yeah, so this was a DESE sort of expectation of all school districts. And what it does is it basically outlines how we promote our career technical, our CTE programming within the district. And we have a great team at MVS. Heidi Bai is leading this work, making sure that our 8th grade students are aware of their opportunities when they get to high school. If they choose to go to EHS, whether they choose to go to Smith Folk or they go to to opt for CTEC. So what we're required to do is to, let students know their options, give them the opportunity to go visit the programs. And it also requires them to have certain sort of career exploratories in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, just to know, try to figure out what they might aspire to. So this is basically, this policy outlines how we are going to go about the promotion of the programs in career and pathway exploration in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. So we were required to do this by DESE. All districts had to upload their policy. So this initial first read, we have not yet received feedback yet. So once we do this first read of the policy, what it'll allow us to do is to receive feedback from the state on, where we can enhance our policy before we bring it to a second read. And also for our next school committee, we have Heidi Bai coming to do a presentation to talk about the work that she does. And she does a really tremendous job of letting all the families know about their options. So, and we're lucky in Easthampton that students have options for Smith Voc and CTEC, and also our very own pathway exploration programs within EHS. So a lot of very good options for our young students. So the first read just allows us, again, to get feedback. So I anticipate some changes because it's a very technical policy. So I'm just looking forward to some feedback on it.
Okay. With that, Sam, do you want to? Oh, I'm so sorry, Henry. I didn't see you on my periphery. What's up?
I've seen Mrs. Bai go around classroom to classroom talking about it.
Yep.
Yeah. And yeah, a lot of students want to go to Smith Voc or CTEC, and I'm glad that they have the options to.
And it's being laid out early enough to really think about it. Cool.
Thank you for telling us what that actually looks like.
Yeah.
That's really helpful.
Heidi is good at this.
She's fantastic. I remember the presentation that she did for us a couple of years ago, and it was enormously helpful. So I'm looking forward to hearing it again. There was one more thing I wanted to. Well, I'll read it, and then if I come across what I was thinking of. I apologize for having to read this. It is what it is. All right, so this is the middle school pathway exploration guidelines. Section 1, overview and purpose. In accordance with 603 CMR 4, Easthampton Public Schools is committed to ensuring that all middle school students are made aware of and gain exposure to career technical education, CTE, programs available to them through district, regional, agricultural, and other public high school options. This policy outlines how EPS collaborates with CTE schools, provides opportunities for exploration, and integrates these pathways into each student's My Career and Academic Plan, MyCap, development. We've got to have as many acronyms as possible is one of the rules in education. Section 2, district goals for career exploration and career-connected learning. EPS believes that all students should graduate ready for college, career, and community life with exposure to a wide range of pathways that reflect their interests and strengths. Our goals are to, 1, ensure all students understand the range of high school pathways, including CTE, college preparatory, early college, and dual enrollment options. Number 2, provide students with structured opportunities in grades 6 through 8 to explore career interests, technical fields, and post-secondary connections. Section 3, integrate MyCap activities into academic and advisory settings to help students align their skills, interests, and values with potential career paths. And then Section 3, high school pathway options available to students. Easthampton Public Schools partners with 2 primary CTE affiliates, and this is a table that describes Lower Pioneer Valley Career and Technical Education Center, which is called CTEC. That's in West Springfield, Massachusetts. The key program areas are automotive technology, carpentry, cosmetology, culinary arts, criminal justice, graphic communications, health assisting, horticulture, machine tool technology, and others. And this is our primary CTE affiliate since 2004, and all Easthampton students may apply here. The other school listed here is Smith Vocational and Agricultural High School in Northampton. The key program areas are agricultural mechanics, animal science, horticulture, natural resources, and related programs. And students may apply for agricultural or natural resource programs that are not offered at CTEC. Students apply through the guidance office and complete the Chapter 74 form in coordination with the EPS School Counseling Department and Mrs. Bai, who oversees the application process. Application deadlines are Smith Vocational, February 15th, 2026. The applications are open November 1st, 2025, and CTEC, March 1st, 2026. Part 4, middle school career exploration and MyCap integration. Career awareness and MyCap are embedded in the Mountain View Schools 6 to 8 curriculum as part of advisory, counseling, and academic courses. Key MyCap activities include grade 6, introduction to career clusters and personal interests through the Massachusetts Career Information System, MASSYS. Grade 7, exploration of CTE pathways, completion of a skills inventory, and development of early academic and career goals. Grade 8, connection of interest to high school program options, preparation for vocational applications, and scheduling of tours. All students receive annual information about high school and CTE options via in-person presentations by CTEC and Smith Vocational representatives, digital and mailed communications by October 15th each school year, and updates posted on the EPS website's transition to high school page. Section 5, middle school CTE tour policy. All EPS grade 7 students will have the opportunity to tour CTE schools during the school day as a part of the district's pathway exploration programming. Transportation will be provided by Easthampton Public Schools. Students attending approved tours will be marked as present for school purposes once participation is confirmed by the CTE site. EPS maintains a rotation schedule to ensure all interested students have equitable access to CTE visits.
Can I pause you, Sam?
Yeah.
We're doing that in grade 7, but not 7 and 8?
Correct.
Okay, keep going.
Hold that. We'll get into it.
I'm listening.
Section 6, collaboration and communication. Mountain View counselors and administration will coordinate with CTEC and Smith Vocational staff to schedule tours, share information on application timelines, program availability, and Chapter 74 requirements, host family information nights in partnership with CTE representatives, and distribute written materials electronically and in hard copy upon request. Section 7, providing records to CTE schools and programs. During the admissions process, EPS provides each CTE school with required student records, including transcript and attendance data, conduct and recommendation forms, and Chapter 74 documentation as verified by the guidance office. All information is transmitted securely and in compliance with FERPA regulations, which is the student privacy law. Section 8, got to remember my Roman numerals here. Maintenance of records and implementation documentation. The district will maintain annual records that document student participation in tours and MyCap activities, CTE informational mailings and event attendance, list of applicants to each CTE program, and confirmation of annual attestation to DESE regarding policy implementation. Documentation is retained by the school counseling department and the superintendent's office. Section 9, appendix, MyCap scope and sequence grades 6 to 8. So the focus in grade 6 is self-discovery, which includes interest, inventory, reflection activities, and this establishes the foundation for career exploration. In grade 7, the focus is on exploration. The key activities are the MASSYS career clusters, guest speakers, initial MyCap goal setting, and CTE school visits, and the connections to our policy is that we introduce CTE and high school options. And in grade 8, the focus is on planning, which includes high school visits, portfolio updates, and high school course planning. And this aligns the post-secondary pathways with CTE opportunities. That's the end of it.
I have myriad questions that I don't think are appropriate for tonight. Okay.
I have a quick question.
Wait a minute. That was a motion?
That was the motion to accept the first reading.
I need a second.
Second.
Thank you, Eric. Go ahead, Megan.
That's how quick it goes away.
Can I add one more thing just about the procedure here? So, like, we need to, we are required to pass this by February, I believe.
Yes.
But DESE wanted us to upload it to their website, and they weren't going to tell us, like, DESE hasn't told us that this meets their requirements.
Correct.
So, but we have to pass it by February, and we had to give them enough time to read it and tell us if it passed their requirements.
Has this been sent to them?
It's been sent to them, but
how long do we think it takes to get a reply? Yeah, right, okay.
Yeah, so the process here is
do you have a policy meeting scheduled?
We will. I haven't scheduled one yet, but, so there's going to be, what I'm saying is there's going to be policy meetings in between now and then.
Yep.
And I think like the point of bringing this here was like, if this
Just
looks.
to get the first reading on
is
the
to get the
record.
first reading and then get some feedback from you guys, get some feedback from Desi,
Okay.
go back to policy if we have to, and then bring it back up again.
Here's what I'm going to suggest in the interest of time, attention, and energy, and also us needing to transition out a member and in a member in order to make this final decision, is I think those of us who have an interest in that, me and Mama Harvey, I think are both interested. If anyone, I think that members who are interested in this beyond just the kind of surface discussion, should maybe attend that policy meeting when it's scheduled. Because I think that the real dig deep kind of feedback conversations are more appropriate for that venue. Would you agree?
I agree. I mean, I'm curious to hear what anybody has to say now as well, but.
It'll take too long.
I know.
Tim, go ahead.
Well,
Start here.
Just really quickly, what kind of feedback are we looking for today?
What do you think? What would you change? What do you like?
What
do you
impressions?
hate?
Just in general of the whole concept of the policy, or?
So we're required to have a policy. What do you think about that particular one?
Yeah, I mean, that's the one that we have, and if that's the one that we have, and the way that it's read, it's, I think it is what it is.
Eric?
Yeah, it's pretty comprehensive. It's just outlining the steps that makes people aware that when you get to 8th grade, you'll have had some preparation of awareness of these programs, and then if it so moves you. I mean, it's always tough because you're asking 6th, 7th, and 8th graders to think about their future, but it's not as, it's equally ridiculous when people go into college for what career they want. It's hard to decide before you're 20 years old, like, what would you like to do forever?
Yeah.
So,
All of that, I thought.
But I think it's the similar, and the school I work at, similarly, their 6th graders get, introduced to this concept, and then they go to the 7th and 8th grade middle school, and they keep on hearing more and more. But I think it sparks conversation, and I think the best thing is when they go to these schools, they see kids that they know, they're related to, they have seen at sports, and they get more information that way. So it just opens up these lines of communication. But no, there's no perfect way to ask a kid, like, what do you want to do forever? But I think the more we
You've got it figured out, don't you?
I think you were going to ask why 7th grade.
Yeah.
No, I have a more.
Okay.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Megan.
I'm just curious, is this like already what happens? Like kids
Yes.
are great. Wow, I've heard zero things about this from my 6th grader or my 8th grader. So this is great, and I can't wait to hear about.
Heidi is talking to them and like,
Oh,
what
I
do you
believe it,
think? And they're
100%.
probably like,
That's a
hard pass.
reflection of my child.
Yeah.
But that's very cool, and I will attend meetings and.
Anyone, Linda, do you have thoughts?
My thoughts are just that, the this gives an official from our public schools saying these are other pathways that you have. And that, I think it's been really, I don't want to go too deeply into this, but it happened over my lifetime. I think I realize this more than maybe some of you do, that there was once a time where, people weren't really given many opportunities beyond high school or even 8th grade. And so now this, and then all of a sudden it was, and we know why, college became college. And I think for a lot of students, they really kind of felt left out in that process, especially when you get into the high school years. And so I think that this is just introducing this pathway to them and looking at different ways. As far as this policy, Laura, and how we want to change some of that, this is our first reading.
Of course.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why now we could go from there. But the whole idea of it, I think is fabulous. Yeah.
Yeah, I think when there's a policy meeting, after you guys regroup, that, there's definitely some things to talk about as far as timing goes, but I mean, if timing and approach isn't part of what the policy committee is even going to be doing, I'm not sure. I think that's a larger uptake than just a policy committee thing. Yeah. So for me, it's like policy committee, as far as this goes, like as Eric said, it's comprehensive, and I feel like it's fine.
Henry?
What about this policy hasn't been sent out yet, so what about the people that haven't heard this in 7th grade? I didn't really hear about like what schools, then like how would we like get back that, like learning that?
Great question.
Yeah,
That
is
would
there
be
a
one of the concerns that I have.
Yeah, is there a selection process, or, I mean, is this just something that's
Partly,
open to everybody?
yeah. Partly, I think that, think about it, how would you act in that capacity in a school, right? You're gonna look at certain kids and you're gonna be like, oh, maybe I'm gonna have this conversation. And some will receive it and some won't, and I'm curious to hear more about that.
Yeah.
I wanna hear how we're presenting the opportunities at EHS to these kids. Are we just saying, hey, there's this other shiny thing to 12 and 13-year-olds? Are we giving the same amount of time for here's the clubs and growth opportunities and everything else
Right.
in EHS so they can understand how that experience will differ? Not saying they should go one way or the other, but just are they getting, are they only being, think how you go to a college fair, right? Everybody is selling themselves. Are they being sold on two other options? Or are they being told, here's all the menu of options?
Right, is it a
That's my
field
concern.
trip? Is it more of a field trip than it is?
Are we doing field trips to the high school?
Future.
Yeah.
No,
especially
that's such a valid point,
Yep.
because we need to say that, to me, this is a supplement that we don't provide at EHS. I hear from parents now a lot, and or people that aren't parents who say, we used to have shop, we used to have woodworking, we used to have all these. So this is an area that those students who really want to go that direction, but we need to also be saying, this is our school. So I understand. I'm fully on board.
Let's say you want to be a preschool teacher and you're not sure, like there is early childhood offerings at the high school. Do you know that in 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade? I don't know. Are we, right. So I want to take a look at that full picture. Are we talking to these kids about, there are there's more work to be done. I'm not going to let this go on and on. Yeah.
Actually, this is more of a question for Michelle, since you kind of know more about what DESI's looking for. Is that the sort of thing that we would want to include in this policy?
This is specifically for CTE programming. So this was designed to make sure that we have outlined our process, that we are communicating to families that we do have CTE options, and the deadlines for those. So it's basically a compliance thing that we are
Here's
saying.
a nice opportunity to say, how are we talking to our middle school age students about life pathways, full stop? We create a sister policy that talks about all those opportunities, internship opportunities,
I'm hearing you, and I'm buying what you're saying, and I think
this is subcommittee
I would recommend that we move this though, into it, maybe even have a roundtable discussion, all of us, and then go into policy with this, because I think this is a really great thing. It kind of gave us to then say, oh, maybe we need to do this too.
Well, 7th and 8th graders get field trips to the schools to see what that's like.
We're always looking for a road trip. Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Go to the high schools.
Yeah.
Vans.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We've got vans.
Okay. So we can approve this first reading tonight. We're going to take a vote shortly unless there's any further questions. Remember, everybody, we're not committing to anything. We're just getting this on the record so we can take a second look at the next policy meeting. Yes, Sue.
I also just want to say, for everybody listening, I think an important thing to remember is that people learn and grow throughout their whole lives. And so when you're giving 12 and 13 and 14-year-olds kind of opportunities to think about what kind of an adult do you want to be like, what kind of life do you see yourself having? They always have the option to change.
Yeah, of course.
They always have the option to realize, you know what, that isn't actually going to work for me, or I thought I wanted to do cosmetology.
And that's another thing they should be told.
Yeah,
is
exactly.
You can go to CTEC as a freshman, and if it's not working, you can go to EHS as a freshman, and if it's not working, here's the pathways.
I think one of the things that I think as adults, a lot of times we're kind of okay, they're going to follow this plan, and that's not how people grow. And part of the experience, part of the learning experience is being I made this choice, and I thought it was going to feel really good, and parts of it did, but parts of it I'm realizing are not for me, so I'm going to try something else. So anything that we can do to help. And I like this table, by the way. I like tables in general for not the table, but the table that's the table that's in here that kind of organizes the key program areas, and I think that we've needed something like that that's easy to understand. So I think that will be helpful.
Laura, if I could.
Linda, then Tim?
Yep.
I just want to say that as by far the eldest person here, I have changed my mind many times and had many career paths. So it's lifelong learning, and that is exactly what I think our goal is, to have students come out of our school system ready to be lifelong learners, ready to change direction if they want to, if they decide to, if they need to. And so this is just, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, just for the record, or do whatever, it's just that, like, the nature of it is, I don't think is in question. I don't think there's nobody has any, like, trepidation about offering the most possible outlets for everybody, as far as, you know, their education path goes. It's just a question of all of these timings, and just figuring out when the best time is to, you know, instead of just not offering not having somebody see something as a way out of the standard trajectory, and trying to get out of, you know, that kind of like standard high school experience and choosing so anyways, all those things that can be said. It's just, for me, the point is that I don't think there's any question about the nature of whatever he's trying to accomplish. Just a quick matter of the layout, which is not a quick matter. It's a really important issue. Of how you're going to.
We're a group of people who love to have subcommittee conversations. Committee meetings. I love that. That journey is our journey. Yeah. We're going to vote. All those in favor of accepting the first reading for the middle school pathway exploration policy, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Abstentions? Okay, motion carries to be taken up at a policy subcommittee meeting, and then
After we get feedback from Desi.
Feedback from Desi, and after the first of the year. Probably.
And after we get feedback from the public.
Yeah.
Would love to hear from families about this too.
Cool. We have, I think, 4 or 5 meetings between January and February. We have 4 meetings between January and February, so I think we have plenty of opportunities. Full meetings. Okay, the facilities use first reading.
So, is Julia still here?
Yes.
Does it make sense? So
she's in the office.
I have a question. Does it make sense to do this now, or does it make sense to do this?
I would really prefer to have a packet and have this in writing.
I was just thinking that too. I think I would rather have it in a packet.
Okay.
And
So we're going to postpone the facilities use?
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's
Julia?
just postpone, because you've got like a big deadline coming up anyway. Like, I don't want to, that's like, let's just like, there's no need to rush this.
The full committee is meeting again January 13th.
Yeah.
So we can, all right, we're good with that? Okay, so we're going to postpone the facilities.
And I have gotten some questions from the public about this, and so I want to make sure that everybody's got.
I would have put off the middle school pathway also because we didn't have the full text in writing ahead of the meeting. But we have that deadline of February, so I wanted to get that first reading out of the way. Okay, we're going to move on then. Thank you so much, Sam. That's a lot of
Thank you.
Exhausting work. I appreciate you.
It's fine.
She's reading a lot.
Finance subcommittee update.
Yes, that's me. Okay, we met yesterday, and we also met 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. So yeah, things are moving along. We're meeting regularly. We don't have a bunch to report just yet, especially other than our Director of Business Services just presented to us earlier tonight. But I'll say again, the meetings that we have scheduled for 2026, those are big, important ones. If you are interested in budget creation and prep and all of that, they will all be hybrid. So they will take place in the conference room behind me, but also on Google Meets. Those are Monday, February 9th at 3:30. And this will all be in the minutes as well, so that you don't have to jot these down quickly. Monday, February 9th at 3:30, Tuesday, February 17th at 4 p.m., Monday, March 2nd at 3:30. Those 3 will for sure happen. And then a possible meeting on Monday, March 9th at 3:30 p.m.
If needed.
If needed. We have a placeholder for that.
And then the public should, if they don't want to see how the sausage is made, but they want to hear what we've put together, they would tune in when?
The public hearing is March 24th.
Correct.
Thank you.
6 p.m. here. Okay, is that it, we think, for finance?
Yes.
Excellent. CES, Sam?
We're meeting next week.
Okay. I'm going to go back to, this is like tennis. Megan, MVS Playground?
Yes, I do have an update. So Jackie and I are meeting on Friday to just make sure we have all of the documents in order we are meeting next week on Wednesday with Allison, and that will be when she helps us, this is the city planner, figure out what end is up on all those documents so that we can actually present something that makes sense to district administration leadership. So admin, I would expect that probably in January, like 2 actual estimates that make sense with some options involved.
Great.
But she and I look at it and we both are looking at a different language, so.
Okay.
Allison is helping us.
All right. We're going to get to the Mass Fresh Grant Award in just a second. As we're wrapping up all of these things, I just want to remind our current members and our about-to-be member who has been joining us religiously to be thinking about, there will be slots open in the January reorganization meeting. So we'll need a chair, we'll need a secretary, we'll also need a CES ambassador. I don't even know what they call them. Delegate?
Rep?
Sure,
I always say
whatever.
rep.
Ambassador. And also wellness representative. So everybody kind of ahead of that reorganization meeting, really think about what you want to sign up for. Okay.
Do you have a CES update?
I already did.
They're meeting
Next week.
Sorry, I missed it.
Next
That's
Wednesday.
quite all right. Megan is taking minutes for us tonight, everybody, so she's just making sure she has the facts.
I think we're meeting in 2 weeks, actually.
We're going to move on to the Mass Fresh Grant Award. I believe that Julie gave us the backstory on this, and here's the language they suggest for this motion so that we can approve these funds. I'm going to state this and then say I would entertain this motion, okay? Motion to approve the acceptance of the Mass Fresh, MA Fresh, I don't know. The Mass Fresh Grant in the amount of $29,063 with funds to be used to expand the MVS garden programs. Somebody can say so moved. Thank you so much, Megan. Can I get a second? Second. Thank you, Linda. Are there any questions about that? We just discussed it. Great. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Thank you to all the people who worked on that grant.
Wonderful. Yay gardens. We're going to move on to action items, Megan. Do you want me to read these so that you can?
I'm prepped in advance, so
You're
I'm ready to go.
fantastic. So many rock stars. All right, go ahead.
Okay. I'm almost read though, as I have in the minutes, motion by Megan Harvey. So I won't read it that way. I will read it. So I was ready, and, okay. I have a motion to approve the school payroll dated 11/26/2025 in the amount of $663,399.57.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you, Sam. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Abstain.
Thank you, Eric. Motion carries.
I have a motion to approve the accounts payable authorization for payment dated 11/26/2025 in the amount of $508,799.05.
And a second?
Second.
Thank you, Sam. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Abstain.
Thank you, Eric. Motion passes.
And we do have another action item, but I have a question about postponing this one also, because we don't have a
minutes?
packet. So no one saw the minutes.
So no one saw the minutes. yeah.
So just postpone.
We'll just do it next week.
Okay.
Okay.
Or next time.
All right, our next meeting dates. Everybody put your listening ears on if you're a member of this committee, or you will be in January. Tim, you can tune out if you want. Exactly right. God bless. Adore. Okay, so we will be sworn in on Friday, January 2nd at noon. Most of us?
Yeah, most of you.
Most of us. So we're going to have our first reorganization meeting that evening at 5 p.m.
Okay.
She asks. 5 p.m.?
Sure.
Sounds good.
5 p.m. 5 p.m. Friday, January 2nd will be our reorganization meeting. So you have to get yourself sworn in ahead of that.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, thank you. And then in January, that'll just be for the elected members. It is a public meeting, so people can watch, but it's not going to be all this hullabaloo. It'll be back there. We will meet, we will discuss, we will elect a chair, we will elect a secretary, we will talk about subcommittee appointments, we'll talk about CES and wellness and making sure that we have bodies in every role for people who are excited to do all the different kind of work. We'll then be meeting on January 13th and January 27th to kick off the new year and budget season. Okay, so on that note,
I've dragged this out as long as I can, Tim. Our time is at an end. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you, Sam. Tim, would you like to roll us out?
St. John here.
Good evening, goodbye, good night.
St. John, good evening, goodbye, good night. Thank you
Well
all. Godspeed to
Yes.
everyone.
And we'll see you soon.
See you all soon.
Excellent.
Sir.
Erica, good night.
Megan Harvey, good night.
Sam.
Sam Hunter, good night.
Linda Markey, good night.
Good evening, Easthampton, until we meet again.
Cuckoo,
All right, Mike.